Hey Pisces, welcome to your love and romance reading for February 2022. It is a time of year when everybody's thinking about love and romance more so than usual. But we're going to connect and see what messages are coming up for the Pisces collective. This is going to be for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, keep in mind you might stumble upon this video next February or in the summertime. You might not find it for February 2022, but rest assured, you're going to find it whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are in it. So, that being said, this is a general reading. Not every single message will resonate. Take what does, leave what doesn't. Let's see what's going on here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay? A lot of people like to check out their Venus when it comes to love and romance. One more shuffle here. I lied. One more. I don't have a set number of times that I shuffle. I just shuffle until the cards feel ready. And sometimes it takes a minute. First card coming up here for Pisces. Ooh, bam, bam, bam. Four of Wands. Happy card. We're kicking it off nice and happy. Now, obviously, a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. And so over the years, Four of Wands just kind of has gotten typecast as wedding, as like marriage, getting married. That could be the case for some of you. You may be manifesting marriage at this time. For other ones of you, I feel like you've been really kind of keeping to yourself and you're being invited out, or you're being invited to an event, or maybe I feel like for somebody's asking you to be in their wedding. And you're like, why is this person even asking me to be in their wedding? We're not that close. And Pisces, it might even be like somebody bailed on them and they need somebody for that spot. And they're running out of people and they're coming to you. And you might be like, what? Like, why would I even be in this person's wedding? But I do feel this is the universe at work, trying to get you there, because how else are you going to meet this person? You're not even close to the people that are getting married, or you're not even close to that couple. I do feel for some of you, you're being invited to a party or being asked to take part in it. So maybe somebody's asking you to help put a party together, or like to be in a wedding party. So you might be like, I don't know if I want that obligation. I don't know if I want that responsibility, or, but I feel like this is spirit. This is you being led or guided to this place to meet a specific person. Those of you who are single. Four of Wands, definitely manifesting stability, security, marriage. Those of you who are in a relationship, and if things have been rocky, the Four of Wands makes me feel that there's a reconciliation, and there may even be discussion of recommitting, or maybe like renewing your vows, or renewing your resolve to stay together, or remembering why you guys chose each other to begin with. So there may be like a recommitting in your heart. The next card that's coming up here for Pisces is the Hierophant. We were just talking about commitment. Holy cannoli. I cannot think of happier cards for love and romance than Four of Wands and the Hierophant. Wow. Yowza, right? This is stability. This is old school commitment, relationship, marriage. Okay? I do feel here with the Hierophant, I do have to say it is a major arcana card. So I could have had other cards that indicated commitment, but the fact that I have a major arcana card coming up, this is telling me this is a significant soulmate. This is someone you came here to meet. The major arcana cards don't come up willy-nilly. The major arcana cards come up when the situation we're dealing with is directly connected to what we came here to learn, what we came here to accomplish, what we came here to master. The major arcana cards come up when it's a significant time in our life. It's a significant chapter. So when they come up in a love reading, this is telling me this is a significant person. This isn't like where you're just settling for someone, where you're just like, oh, I don't want to be alone. Okay, well, here's an opportunity. This is a significant connection. This is a significant person. And there's a contract or agreement here that you all are going to meet in this lifetime and to be together. And for some of you, as I said, you might be healing a relationship and realizing, no, this is my person. Maybe I had some doubts, maybe I had some temptations, but this is my person. This is who I want to be with. The Hierophant is also associated with the astrological sign of Taurus. Therefore, some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. If you have a Taurus placement, there can be really big changes or really big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life or in those houses that are leading you to this person, meeting this person, or manifesting this partner or manifesting this kind of love. Hierophant also tells me, my dears, that a lot of you are beginning to align with your values, like your beliefs, your values. You're keeping your circle a lot smaller. You're being a lot more selective who you're around. But this energy is also opening the doors to where you are aligning with the right person for you. You're clearing out the energy that doesn't serve you. And this is leading you directly to soul family. This is leading you directly to like-minded people. This is leading you directly to this connection with someone that you're going to have a nice, solid foundation with them, right? Why do some relationships work and some relationships don't? The relationships that are going to work are going to be the ones that have a good foundation. And that sounds like really fancy talk. What in the heck does that mean? How does a relationship have a foundation? What is a relationship foundation? It is the things that you believe. It is your belief system. It's how you look at life. It's what's important to you. It's what are your priorities? What are you trying to do? Where do you see yourself in the future? And when you have someone that you guys are in agreement, you have a nice, solid foundation. Your relationship is built upon these beliefs, these goals, these dreams, these values, these priorities, these principles. And so it's going to be a solid, solid relationship. The next card that's coming up here for Pisces is the Three of Pentacles. Wow. It's like I'm saying something and then the next card is confirming it, which is really funny to me. Okay? Like I'm saying something and the next card is confirming it. So here, the Three of Pentacles can sometimes be seen as a collaboration or a mentorship kind of card. However, the Three of Pentacles is about laying down a new foundation. Laying down a new foundation. And in a love relationship, it can mean that we're dealing with two people who want the same things. They have the same vision for the future. They're checking off all the boxes, you know, like whatever is on your list for your person, this person's checking off all the boxes on your list, and you check off all the boxes on their list. You're like, wow, this looks really good. But the Three of Pentacles comes in with the sense of like, this looks really good, this looks really promising, but let's really, really take our time here and make sure that we're doing this right. So some of you may be deciding that I don't want to rush into this, or I don't want to make big decisions, right? Maybe some of you are reconciling a relationship or a marriage, and your partner may be telling you, okay, well, Pisces, since we're going to stay together, let's go ahead and have a kid, or let's go ahead and have another kid. And you might be like, wait a minute, we're still laying down the foundation. Like, we're still in the Three of Pentacles. We're still figuring it out. We're still working together. Maybe a kid right now is not going to be the best thing. Or if you're dating, you know, maybe a part of you is tempted to like run off to Vegas and elope or go over to the courthouse. But then you guys are like, no, let's take our time. Let's make sure that this is going to be something that's going to be good for the both of us, that we really understand each other well. You know, let's not rush into things. And so for some of you Pisces, this might even be breaking out of a pattern of rushing into things. Maybe in the past your relationships have moved really fast, but this time around there's a sense of, okay, let's slow down and let's just really be thorough here. Let's be really sure here with this Three of Pentacles energy, and really, really, really laying out the details. Okay, laying out the details. I do have to say, Pisces, some of you are finding a situation where you might be a little bit resentful, because I feel like you're dealing with someone who has serious trust issues. Like they have serious trust issues. And so you might be feeling like you're constantly having to prove yourself, or win their trust, or reassure them. I feel like some of you Pisces are feeling like you're constantly having to prove yourself. This can be challenging if this is a relationship where you guys have had challenges and you've decided to stay together. Even though you're making the decision to stay together, this person's trust issues might be very frustrating for you, where you're like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. So, or if it's a new relationship, you know, you might be feeling kind of like, wow, this person has really been through some stuff. But if you're reconciling a relationship and you're dealing with somebody with trust issues, the Three of Pentacles gives me the feeling, or the vibe here, that you might seek out help. You might seek help. Maybe you're not going to like marital counseling. Maybe it's not anything that official. But maybe you might be seeking out someone that you really trust. Like if you all go to a church. We have the Hierophant here. Maybe you're going to your church or your religious leader, and you're asking for this person to pray over your marriage and bless your marriage and kind of sit down with you guys and give you some advice. Or if you have like somebody that you really look up to in your family, like a patriarch or matriarch who has had a very long-lasting relationship, you might be going to like a more older, mature couple and sitting down and asking for advice or talking about, you know, what's going on between you guys. So it might not be like official marriage counseling or relationship counseling, although some of you may be doing that, but you may be seeking out a wiser person or wiser couple to share experience and to kind of help you guys figure things out and give you guys some tools and advice for strengthening the relationship. Okay, this is a general reading. It's going to be different for different ones of you. But the Three of Pentacles, as I said, is just really working on that foundation and going slow. And it can be that, you know, this person wants to be sure because they have such horrible trust issues. And some of you Pisces, you're going to be like, dang, I thought I had trust issues. Like, you're going to be kind of seeing those of you with trust issues, you've been working on healing them, and you might be like, man, even when I was at my worst, I don't know if I had trust issues as bad as this person. But for whatever reason, I feel like seriously, you're dealing with someone with major trust issues, and they may have had really massive betrayals in their life that made them feel this way, and you're just going to have to be patient with them. Don't take offense. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge, Pisces, is you might feel like, wow, this person thinks I'm some kind of lowlife. This person thinks I'm some kind of, you know, somebody who doesn't have any morals, or somebody who's, you know, just this lying, cheating person. Don't take it personal, right? If you just don't want to deal with it, that's another thing. You have free will. However, because I have the Major Arcana card here, and we might have more Major Arcana cards come up, we'll see. But because I have a Major Arcana card here, that alone tells me it's not going to be that easy for you to walk away from this person. Maybe anybody else you would. You'd be like, I don't have time for that. But there may be something about this person that you're just like, you're understanding that they're this way, even though it's annoying you. So even if you walk away, you may end up together again. You're just going to have to learn not to take it personally. And I do feel eventually this person will get over it. But you really have to remind yourself, this isn't about me, right? This is their fears, their insecurities, their disappointments that they've been through. I'm not going to take it personally. You have to remind yourself not to take it personally. Now, your next card, well, another Major Arcana. We were just talking about that. This is going to be the Lover's card here. So, the way that these cards are kind of spread out here, some of you have heard me say in the weekly forecast. In the weekly forecast, I talk about everything other than love and romance. Once a month, I do a love reading. This is the love reading. So those of you who watch my weekly forecasts, you may have heard me say that when I'm dealing with a situation where I have major arcana cards, and then in between them I have non-major arcana, like this pattern of, you know, non-major arcana, major arcana, non-major arcana, major arcana. This pattern to me sometimes tells me things are going to be very roller coastery, like really up and down. However, I'm getting a different vibe with this pattern for Pisces, for love and romance for February. I feel like there's going to be, like the relationship is going to go really fast, and then you're catching it and you're slowing it down a little bit. And then it's going really fast again, and then you're catching it and you're slowing it down a bit. So I don't feel it's going to be a roller coaster in terms of like really bad times and really good times. I don't feel it's going to be a roller coaster in that way. But I feel like there's this alternating speed. And I feel like you are the one who's slowing it down. Like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I don't want to go so fast. I feel like you're making a conscious effort to really take your time with this. Again, as I said, major arcana, significant soulmate, new chapter. The Lover's card can indicate choices and decisions and figuring out what your deal breakers are. You might be getting very clear here on what your deal breakers are in a relationship, or about whether or not you want to move forward with this relationship. Those of you who are dealing with a new person, those of you who are reconciling a relationship, there's a sense here of really figuring out your deal breakers, figuring out what love means to you and how you want to be loved and how you want your partner to step up, and figuring out all those little nuances. The Lover's card is astrologically associated with Gemini. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. If you have a Gemini placement, there could be big changes or shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. I do feel here with the energy that some of you are dealing with a person from a different culture, and maybe when you got together you thought, oh well, this person is, you know, has been living in my country a long time, they were born in my country, so even though they have a different background or different culture, they're pretty much like me, right? They were born wherever you are. If you live in India, if you live in the United States, if you live in the UK, if you live in Switzerland, wherever you live, right? You might be dealing with a person that was born and raised in your country, and you know, you might have just been like, well, they're pretty much like already the same as me because they grew up here. Or maybe you're a child of immigrants wherever you're living, but you've been there a long time and you felt adapted to that country, and you felt like, yeah, you know, I pretty much, you know, am adapted, right? Like I don't relate to people from my background because I feel that I'm more influenced by this culture. And so you may be in a relationship with somebody and you didn't think that culture was going to be an issue, but it is. You're finding that it is. That doesn't mean that it can't work. It just simply means that you have to learn to take these things into consideration the same way you would if you were dealing with a friend who maybe has like a certain culture, and there might be certain kinds of jokes that are very offensive, or certain kinds of things you just simply don't do, and you would try to be respectful to that person, right? Because you care about them, because you're your friend. You might be finding that you're having to do this in the relationship, and you didn't think it was going to be a factor, and maybe your partner didn't think it was going to be a factor either, but you're kind of surprised to learn how much culture is influencing the situation, okay? I can tell you from my own experience, I'm a child of immigrants, and I was born and I was raised in the United States. And so when I got married, I married someone who was not from my cultural background. And I just thought, oh, well, we were both born here. We grew up here, so we're both pretty much American. But it was so interesting how in the relationship, there were things that bugged him that he came to expect from his culture, and there were things that bugged me that I expected from my culture. And so we kind of had to learn how to, you know, figure that out and how to be respectful of each other. We were too young. But some of you might be dealing with that kind of situation. You didn't think it was going to be a factor, but it is a factor. That doesn't mean that the relationship is doomed. It doesn't mean that it can't work out. In fact, these major arcana cards are giving you the feeling in the sense that you can't walk away. Even though there might be times that you're like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. You're being drawn back to each other again. And it's not karmic. This is not karmic to me. At least not like in a painful lesson kind of way. But it's just kind of like your souls are connected. It's hard to be away from each other. You may get frustrated. For some of you, this has felt like a love-hate relationship. Those of you who are reconciling. But Spirit is telling us with the Lover's card, you're putting the hate behind you and you're having the love more consistently. But it comes down to understanding each other's wants and needs and love language and culture. Okay? Now, your next card here is the Three of Swords. And you might say, I don't like this. I have all these happy, positive cards, and now I have the Three of Swords? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? What in the heck? Don't allow this to discourage you or to make you feel like this is bad news, because it goes hand in hand with the Lover's card. The Lover's card here is choices and decisions. What are your deal breakers? And understanding each other. The Three of Swords can sometimes be sadness, but Three of Swords can also be sacrifice. Giving something up. And I feel some of you are kind of really hurt that you're dealing with someone that has such major trust issues. And you're hurt about that, but you may have to kind of sacrifice or give up that ego. And just not take it personally. And there may be things that you're having to sacrifice for the sake of the relationship so that this person does feel safe. You know, maybe you have a friend and you know that this person, you would never be interested in them. You would never cross the line with this friend. And you would never fool around with this friend. But this friend has made it very clear that they find you very attractive. And if you were single, they would scoop you up in a second. Or they might even joke that they're waiting around until you guys break up so they can be with you. You know you can trust yourself. You know that you're not going to do anything with this person. Maybe you know them a long time and your partner's like, look, I'm really uncomfortable. And this is a deal breaker for me. This person is all up in all your photos and in your DMs and they're chasing after you. And it makes me really uncomfortable. You may have to end that friendship. You may have to tell that person, I'm sorry, I have to unfriend you, I have to block you, we can't talk anymore. You know, think about it. What if the shoe was on the other foot? What if your partner had a friend who kept joking around that they were waiting for your partner to break up with you and they want to be with your partner? That would probably bug a lot of you too. So there might be certain sacrifices you're making that you feel bad because you're like, well, I want everyone to get along. I want everyone to be happy. But there may be certain aspects of your life or certain relationships that you're having to sacrifice or give up for the sake of this romantic relationship and for the sake of this connection. I do feel for some of you there might be some tension in a family situation. Maybe you have a relative or family member that's causing a lot of stress in your relationship, or coming in and gossiping, or being very negative or meddling. And you might just be like, you know what? I cannot tell. And maybe it's a parent for some of you. I can't tell my parent about my marriage. I can't tell my parent about my relationship. They're coming in and they're just being very toxic about it all. And so there may be certain connections you're having to cut here. And it might make you a little bit sad that you're doing this. You might feel guilty about doing it. But I feel, Pisces, that you're making your love life a priority. And now that you're dealing with someone who's coming in and they're proving that they're committed, like you're seeing that they're invested, you're seeing that they're committed, you're seeing the sacrifices that they're making, and so you're feeling like, okay, all right, this person is proving themselves to me, so I'm going to prove myself to them. Or myself to them. And there might be certain aspects about your life that you're having to put behind you. And it might make you a little bit sad to do it. You might feel bad to do it. But this is a part of your release. You're releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you so that you can have space in your life to hold this commitment, this love. Okay, you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign if you haven't already, because sometimes those might resonate more for you than your sun sign. A lot of people swear by their Venus sign when it comes to love and romance readings. Some people swear by their moon sign. Sometimes it differs, so you don't know till you watch and you see what resonates for you. If you would like a private reading, you can schedule with me by going to calendly.com/amethystangelite. I apologize about not having weekly forecasts posted. The week that I posted the love readings, I will have the weekly forecasts for the first week of February up. I will. I know I've been inconsistent on the weekly forecasts, guys, but just a quick little, just to keep you guys posted. I'm working on getting a diagnosis right now, and there's a lot of things I haven't been sharing with you guys that have been going on with me for a while. It's not, don't be scared. If I get the diagnosis, it's actually going to be good, positive, because then there's like, okay, now I know what the solutions are. Now I know what is going to be good, you know, ways to take care of myself and to get back on the right track, or get back on a good track, so that I can be consistent and give you guys the videos I want to give you. It's not out of laziness. It's not that I don't care. It's not that I'm like, hey, I don't feel like doing it. You know, so those of you who've stuck by me, I thank you very much. And once I do have a diagnosis, I will be open about it. I will talk about it, because it can be helpful to some of you out there who maybe are experiencing the same thing. But I just want to keep you guys posted that I am sorry that I've not been consistent. And I'm trying to get better and figure out what's going on with me so that I can continue to be consistent for you guys. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful February, and I'll see you all in the weeklies.